Good afternoon to you. Today we will take up Constitution. We have seen in the last class the introductory part of Lok Sabha. We have completed Rajya Sabha. We have completed what are the qualifications for a large Rajya Sabha member and how the Rajya Sabha members are elected and what is the conditions, what is how the Rajya Sabha functions, who presides over the sittings, what is the role of vice president, and all other things we have dealt with completely about Rajya Sabha. We have also said Rajya Sabha is nothing but a fifth wheel in the coach, and its dignity has been marred by its improper behavior of the members many times. Of course, Honorable Vice President is taking cognizance of it. They have given adequate instructions, etc. This we have seen in the last class. Today we will continue with the Lok Sabha. The term of Lok Sabha, unlike Rajya Sabha, is 5 years from the date of first sitting. First sitting, most important point you should remember. First sitting. We said unlike Rajya Sabha. Why unlike Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha is a continuous body, so it cannot be dissolved, whereas Lok Sabha can be dissolved. Number one. Number two, President can dissolve Lok Sabha even earlier. Though 5 years, even earlier it can be dissolved. Of course, on the advice of Union Council of Ministers. First point you should keep in mind. Secondly, during emergency, the life of Lok Sabha can be extended by a law of Parliament. Most important, not by the presidential proclamation, by a law made by the Parliament for 1 year at a time. The Lok Sabha, whose life has been so extended, cannot continue beyond 6 months after the expiry of emergency. After the expiry of emergency, beyond 6 months, it cannot continue. So, the elections have to be held. You may recall, 5th Lok Sabha held its first sitting on 19th March 1971. Its duration was extended by 1 year up to 18th March 77 during emergency. And it was further extended up to 18th March 1978. 2 years it was extended. However, Lok Sabha was dissolved in 18th March 77 after lifting emergency. Remember, this is the actually happened. So, working of constitution, you should remember this point. If the essay question or if there is a Indian polity paper 3, then in that case, you should remember this point. Secondly, Lok Sabha in India is composed of almost similar lines of lower house in England, House of Commons, or US, or Canada, or Australia. The House of Commons, like Lok Sabha, is elected directly by the people for 5 years. Nevertheless, House of Representatives in USA, like our Lok Sabha, is directly elected. But the term of House of Representatives is only 2 years. Compare India, Lok Sabha, House of Commons, UK. UK House of Commons 5 years, Indian Lok Sabha 5 years, whereas this one, the House of Representatives, only 2 years. Unlike Lok Sabha, the House of Representatives is not subject to dissolution before the normal period of 2 years. Whereas here, Lok Sabha can be dissolved by President on the advice of Council of Ministers. Automatically after 5 years it stands dissolved and elections will be called. But if the President wants, he can dissolve Lok Sabha even before the end of expiry of 5 years also on the advice of Council of Ministers. This is another point you should keep in mind. Thirdly, a person for being chosen as member of parliament should have certain basic qualifications. Number one, citizenship. Number 2, not less than 25 years of age. I have already told you Rajya Sabha 30 years. He must possess other qualifications prescribed by Parliament. Accordingly, Parliament has prescribed under RPA 1951, Representation of People Act 1951, a few additional qualifications. What are the additional qualifications? He should have been registered as an elector in any of the parliamentary constituencies. Obviously, he should have been enrolled in the electoral roll of any parliamentary constituency. Number 1. Number 2, he must be a member of scheduled caste or scheduled tribe if he proposes to contest a seat reserved for SC or ST. That is a must. But nevertheless, an SC/ST member can also contest a seat which is not reserved for them. It is not necessary. He cannot contest, general category seats. No, he has the choice. He can contest reserved seat also. He can contest general seat also. This is another point from the examination point of view. Thirdly, RPA 1951 has also prescribed certain disqualifications. See the negative side. Certain disqualification. Number 1, holding any office of profit under the union or under the state. Holding a office of profit either under the union or under the state is a disqualification, except that of a minister either in the union or under the state, or any office exempted by a law made by the parliament or state legislature. So remember, office of profit he should not hold. Ministership either in the union or in the state is exempted. And in addition, any other post held by him, even if it is office of profit, if it is exempted in a law made by the parliament or made by the state legislature, he is exempted. It is not treated as office of profit. Third is, as you know, insanity, unsound mind as declared by the court. Who is competent to declare that a person is, unsound mind, insanity? Only government, only court. And undischarged insolvent. He has been declared, he should have been declared as an insolvent by the court. So, undischarged insolvent, another disqualification. Then, if he is not a citizen of India, or he has voluntarily acquired the citizenship of a foreign state, or if he has acknowledged the allegiance towards any foreign state. 3 issues. 1, he is not a citizen of India, or voluntarily acquired the citizenship of a foreign country, or he had declared his allegiance to a foreign nation. These 3 circumstances is a disqualification. If he is, in addition, if he is so disqualified under any law made by the parliament. Here you should keep in mind one important thing. Under RPA, Section 8 of RPA Act, under Section 8 of RPA Act 1951, a person who is found guilty of certain offences are disqualified for 6 years to contest election after release from jail, provided these offences carry an imprisonment of the term of 2 years or more. I will put it again in the simple language. If a person is convicted of any offence for which the imprisonment is 2 years or more, then he cannot contest election for 6 years after release from the prison. This is the rule. What are all these offences? found guilty of electoral offence, corrupt practice in election, failure to lodge an account of his election expenses, promoting hatred and enmity, bribery, any offence against women like rape or dowry, offences relating to untouchability, selling and buying of illegal drugs, terrorist related activities, import or export of prohibited goods, dismissal from service for disloyalty, dismissal from service for corruption, has committed any offence as a result of which he was excluded from government contract. So, these are all the offences for which if the person is punished with an imprisonment of 2 years or more from the date of release, from the time of release, actual word given is time of release, he cannot contest election for 6 years. Most important provision you should keep in mind. Now, another important point. Representation People Act 1951 lays down certain rules for disqualification of MPs and MLAs. I have already told you. In this RPA, there is a section 8 which is very important. The class 3 of section 8 says that if an MP or MLA is convicted for any crime and sent to jail for 2 years or more, he will be disqualified for 6 years from the time of release. Even if a person is on bail and his appeal is pending, he cannot contest election. Nevertheless, section 4, that is class 4 of section 8 gave a escape clause, an exemption. Class 4 of section 8 of Representation of People Act 1951 allowed a sitting MP or MLA to continue in their post, underline, continue in their post, provided they have appealed against their conviction in the higher court within 3 months from the date of judgment by the trial court. If Mr. A is an MP and if he has been punished, he has been convicted for a crime, say 5 years, then the earlier provision was he can file a case, appeal in the Supreme Court. Till the appeal is decided, he will continue to be the MP. Just I repeat, Mr. A member of parliament, he was charged for a serious offence and the trial court has convicted him with an imprisonment of 4 years. Now, if the same was committed by other person, he cannot contest election 4 years plus 6 years, 10 years. Now, this proviso allowed that an MP will continue to be MP even though the trial court has convicted him of an offence with imprisonment of 2 years or more. He will continue to be an MP or MLA if he files a appeal in the higher court within 3 months and if the appeal is pending. So, you know the working of the judiciary, how many years it will take? It indefinitely continuing. So, but in the Lily Thomas versus Union of India, a PIL was filed in the Lily Thomas case and the Supreme Court said this classification is unreasonable. Simply because he happened to be an MP, simply because he happened to be an MLA, you cannot classify them in a separate group. So, the moment the trial court has convicted them, the disqualification starts from the time of decision. So, they should cease to be the member of the parliament, member of the legislative assembly, and they cannot, after the punishment is over, suppose if they have been awarded the sentence of 4 years, after 4 years, they should be, they are barred for another 6 years. 4 years plus 6 years. I can give the example, Lalu Prasad Yadav, Mrs. Jayalalitha, had she been alive, and Sashikala and other people, they cannot contest election for 6 years after their release. So, what was the earlier position? They simply file an appeal, and the appeal will be taken up at their own convenience, and they will continue to be the member of parliament, and they will make alliance and they will break the alliance. So, this manipulation was stopped by the Supreme Court by the landmark judgment in the Lily Thomas case in 2013. Very important point you should remember. So we will stop the class now. We will continue with the class in next class. Thank you.